John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods, coming to you today with our newest addition to our inventory. This is a Matador Red 1968 Chevrolet Camaro Ss. So we're going to do as we do all the time, start underneath the car here, work our way from back to front, and then when we're all done, we can go ahead and get it down off the lift. Just starting at the rear of the car, obviously like we do on all of our cars, the fuel tank here, it's a stock fuel tank. It's in pretty good shape. The only thing I can see is just one little tiny ding right here. Other than that, it's all nice one piece. All the straps, all the mounting hardware, those are all in good condition as well on this car. Fuel line also, you can see it up around the back side here. You can't, but I can, and it looks to be in good condition as well. We have up here our GM 12-bolt rear end. This has the multi-leaf rear suspension on the car. Looks like it's got fairly new rear shocks on the back of the car as well. Out of either end here, we have factory steel rally wheels on this car, and we still have the Firestone wide oval Super Sport bias ply tires on the car too, so it retains that original look. You also have the drum brakes on the rear here as well. It's got full exhaust, clear from the long tube headers all the way back, dual Flowmaster mufflers, and then of course the tailpipes that exit out between the quarter panel and that rear leaf spring on the car. So with that, we'll go ahead and move up to the center of the car now. All right, now underneath the center of the car, we can take a look at a few more things under here. Of course, we get a little better look at the exhaust here in the center of the car. Again, it's all fairly new stuff here. It's been all painted up nice and neat, detailed up underneath the car here. Again, I've already mentioned it's got the dual Flowmaster mufflers back here. Nice painted drive shaft, so it blends in here with the underside of the car. The floors themselves, they look to be in really good condition, and they look to be probably the stock factory floor pans that's been in the car. It's all the correct stamped steel pans. I don't see any patches or any sectioning of them, so those are in real good condition. Your front subframe that we can see right here, it's in real good shape, both sides. Your body mounts, the bushings in between the washers in the subframe, those are in good shape. They're not split out and bulging out like you see on some cars. The transmission crossmember itself, that looks to be really good condition. Also, sometimes you'll see these that get banged up. This one is not like that. Nice and perfectly straight. Looks like the transmission mount back here is in good condition and fairly new. Speaking of the transmission, we do have, this is a Richmond T10 4-speed transmission in here. And that's bolted up to the small block Chevrolet motor that's up under the hood on this car. You can also see from under here too, we've got the ceramic coated long tube headers here. So like I said, complete dual exhaust from engine all the way back to the tailpipes on this car. So we'll go ahead now, move up to the front of the car. All right, and finally we're here underneath the front end of our 1968 Camaro Ss. So we'll just go kind of side to side on the car here, point out what we see here for you on the camera. So again, as mentioned before, we've got these the stock, like the bias ply tires here. Again, these are those Firestone wide oval Super Sport F70 15s mounted on factory steel rally wheels, 15-inch on the front here. As far as our suspension goes, we've got all stock stamped steel components here. So the lower control arms, the upper A arms, those are all just your factory stamped steel components. We do have a anti-roll bar here, or sway bar up front, and all of your mounting points as far as your end links, the bushings up here that connect to the frame, all of that is in real good shape. This car does have drum brakes on the front. We already mentioned it has those on the back. So 4-wheel drum brakes. Now they are power drum brakes though, and this car is power steering. So again, everything works just great on the car, and everything looks good as far as the bushings, as far as the little rubber boots here on your tie rods, on the ball joints. It looks like all of that's been taken care of really well in this car. You can see the front cross member is in good condition as well, nice and straight, doesn't look as though it's ever been banged up. So again, that's all in good condition. And the only other thing really to mention underneath the front of the car is it does retain the front air dam, or that chin strap they'll sometimes call it. So that's really about it underneath the front end of the car. So we'll go ahead and lower it down now off of the lift, and then we can do our walk around there and point out some of the key features that we see there. Now we have our 68 Camaro SS down off of the lift, so we can go around the outside of the car for you, peek inside the interior, the trunk, and under the hood now. So obviously you see, again, we've got 68 Camaro. This is an SS Camaro. You see it's got the white bumblebee nose stripe here on the front. The color on this car, the exterior color, is Marlboro Maroon. Okay, we have a 2-inch steel cowl induction hood on this car as well. The SS emblems up here on the front fender, and we also have that Camaro script emblem on the back side of the front fender. We also have the wheel lip moldings, both front and rear. And again, we've already mentioned it's got the 15-inch steel rally wheels. You can see it's got the beauty rings and the center caps. And again, those Firestone wide oval Super Sport F70 15 tires, both front and rear. As we walk our way back here, door fitment here and alignment, very nice on this car. You can see the door gaps, very uniform front to back. Elevations are really good also. All of the bright work on this car is in excellent shape too. You can see here the drip rail moldings. There's no dents or dings in those. You can see the moldings here along the top of the door and the rear quarter window there. Those are in excellent shape too. Mirrors, both driver's side and passenger side mirrors on this car. And again, those look to be brand new as well. And the trim along the rocker panel the whole way back there. Very straight, no dents, dings, or rub marks, anything like that on that. We'll come around the door here, open it up there, and take a look inside. What we have here on the inside of our door, we've got the little rubber bump stops, both on the top and on the bottom. The weather stripping on the door itself in very good condition. You don't see any chunks taken out of it, any dry cracking, anything like that. It's all good condition. Door panels, the seat covers, all of that stuff in excellent condition too. The door panels have all of the necessary bolts, screws holding the bottom of the door just as it should. Door sill plates, or threshold plates they call them, those are in excellent condition as well. Seat covers, there's no rips, no tears, nothing like that on those. And the dash pad itself, there's no cracks or anything there in that. We do have a factory dash in this car, factory instrumentation. So we have a 120 mile an hour speedo. We have a tick-tock tack in this car mounted in dash as well. You also have the 4-speed center console factory here in this car, and it's got the gauge cluster in it as well, which would contain your battery, fuel, water temperature, and oil pressure gauges. It does have an aftermarket digital AM/FM cassette player in it, and it does have the factory heater controls in it. Headliner on this car is in excellent shape too. Now this car, it does not appear to have all of the front seat belts in here. You do have the belts that are attached up here in the center console, but we don't see them down here. Or actually, yes we do. They are here. All seat belts are present. They're tucked down underneath the seats, that's all. So, and it does have the rear belts as well. So all seat belts are present. Got the rosewood steering wheel in there also. So we'll go ahead and close the door up. Again, it shuts real nice and solid there. And again, lines up real nice, so no fitment issues there. Again, we mentioned already the wheel lip moldings on the back, those factory steel rally wheels, and those Firestone bias ply tires there. So, all right, now here we are behind the Camaro. And again, we just take a look at this like we do all of our cars. Again, all of your bright work, the chrome on these bumpers, just immaculate here. The lenses for the taillights here, the bezels themselves around the whole way, those look good. You see the black paint in here. There's no nicks or chips or any peeling of the paint, and the lenses themselves are in good shape. There's no cracks or chips out of those. So all of that stuff looks to be fairly new in this car. You see it does retain the SS gas cap here. And again, the other side just the same. Got the trunk spoiler here as well. Fitment on that, really nice. And then you can kind of see the fitment on this trunk lid here. The gaps the whole way around, very uniform. And elevation is very nice on this trunk lid. So what we'll do is go ahead and open this up now for you and take a quick look inside. So obviously the first thing you notice, the underside of the trunk lid itself, painted that same Marlboro maroon paint that's on the exterior of the car. You can see the seals back here. Those are in excellent shape. Again, this is probably all new back here. So sealing up from the elements, not an issue with this car. And the trunk pan itself, all one piece. There's no patch panels in here at all. Again, just real nice, and it's finished off with the gray and white trunk spatter paint, just like these cars would have had. And you see that up the insides of the quarters, the wheel wells, everything that should be done like that is done like that. So again, that's pretty much it inside of the trunk that we can see. We'll go ahead and close this up now, and then we'll continue on the other side of the car here. Now on the passenger side of our 68 Camaro SS, again, everything's same as the other side, so we can just kind of quickly go through this stuff. Again, wheel lip moldings here on the rear, those factory steel rally wheels with the Firestone bias ply redline tires. Again, the bright work, the drip rail moldings, excellent condition here. The trim work here along where the quarter window sits and your passenger side door top there, those are in excellent shape too. I already mentioned we've got both the driver and the passenger side mirror. Those are fairly new too, and they look to be in excellent shape as well. Door fitment over on this side, again, you can see the gaps, very uniform front to back, or a good back to front should be here. And the elevation is just as good as you could ask for on the car. So again, when they put this together, somebody took their time in putting it together and making sure all the panels line up. So we're going to open our door up like we did on the other side. And again, we find those little rubber bump stops, again, top and bottom on this car. The weather stripping and the seal around the door here, again, in excellent shape. There's no chunks out of it, no dry cracking, nothing like that. Door panel itself, no rips, no tears. All of the necessary screws along the bottom to hold it in place, they are there. Over here, the door jamb U-seals. Those are in good shape too. And like I said, they've got everything adjusted up here good. So shutting the door, fitment, alignment, all that stuff is in excellent shape. We've already mentioned the seat covers. No rips or tears in those, neither on the front nor on the back. Carpeting in excellent shape. That dash pad, it's no cracks or tears in it. And again, we've already been through all the other stuff. And again, I will show you, we do have the seat belts here. So they just tucked down in below here. We didn't see those at first, but they are all here. So we'll close this up and can you continue on down the side of the car. And again, we have that Camaro script emblem up here. We have the trim down along the rocker of the car in excellent condition. Very straight, no dents, dings, or bends in that. Again, the wheel lip moldings, those 15-inch rally wheels, the SS emblems here on the front of the fender, and then that bumblebee nose stripe there in white. And we're here now finally at the front end of our car. So we've made our trip around, and now we see the front nose of the car here. Again, you can see that white nose stripe here around the front of the car here. Again, that's that bumblebee nose stripe. Got the Camaro emblem right up here on top of the header panel. The blacked out grille with the SS grille emblem here right in the center. All of your trim work around the dash looks to be in pretty good shape. The headlight bezels themselves, those are very straight, not damaged up in any way. Maybe just a couple little wee tiny chips in it, but again, that's all you see. It's all straight. The chrome bumper, that's immaculate, just like the rear one was. And again, when we did our underside video, we mentioned that front air dam or that chin strap that's on the car there. 2-inch steel cowl induction, as we mentioned before. You can see the fitment here, the gaps the whole way up the side there, along the front and the other side. Those are really good. Elevation, that is the hood's set on here really nice. So we'll go ahead and open up the hood now, and then we'll discuss what's underneath here. So as we open it up, first thing you can see here, the underside of the hood, they do have the hood insulation intact here. And again, there's no chunks or anything taken out of it. It's affixed up there just as it should be, with all the proper accessories there. Now under the hood here, we do have a 350 Chevy motor. This is not a numbers match motor, but again, 350 Chevy motor, small block Chevy. We've got chrome air cleaner. You've got chrome valve covers on that thing too. Now this is one of those reusable type air filters. I do not believe that it's a K&N, but it could be, just depending on how much of the lubricant they put on there makes it a little more red or less red. So, but it is a reusable style air filter. We do have a Holley dual feed 4-barrel carburetor, and it does not have electric choke on it. This is an aluminum intake on here. It's got the chrome water gooseneck on top of the intake there as well. You can see on the one valve cover you do have a breather. The other side you have the PCV valve on there as well. Again, as mentioned before, power brakes, but they're power drum brakes. And we do have power steering on this car. The stock style radiator is in here, complete with that stock fan shroud. And then it's got the chrome fender braces. Heater lines are all hooked up. It's got the ceramic coated long tube headers. And this car retains a stock style distributor with, I believe, if I look on the other side here, it is an MSD Blaster 2 coil. So again, you're going to get the firepower out of that coil that you need, for that ignition system to operate correctly. So with that said, that's pretty much it for underneath the hood here. If you have any questions on this vehicle or any of the other vehicles we have in our inventory, definitely give us a phone call and or shoot us an email, and we'll be glad to answer your questions and help you in any way that we can.